The Labubu obsession has spiraled into a frenzy of overconsumption, with fans spending an outrageous amount on limited edition figures, treating it like sacred relics. Honestly, it's such a ridiculous spectacle, especially when you see grown-ass people fighting over toys. And for sure, they are driven more by the hype and the clout and just to show off than genuine appreciation for those toys that are actually very demonic. I mean, at least demonic looking. I don't know, maybe they are even possessed. Watch this. Who reacts like that? Pure joy. The kids are scared. Let's watch this again. Okay, like the children were actually terrified. At the start, they were like, why is mama screaming like that? And then they saw that mama's happy and they acted happily as well, reflecting her emotions. But that is really bad. Like, you are teaching your children that toys are making you happier than they will ever be, ever do. Them hugging you, saying I love you is not enough because you never reacted like that when they did that. You react like that for toys? What a great lesson. Great lesson indeed.
What is it? I'm gagging.
Gagging. Like, who says and acts like that?
Please.
Labubu unboxing gone wrong. She's destroying it. Of course she is. She doesn't even care about the Labubu. She cares about showing off. Cutesy? I would not call this cute.
Okay, never mind. I take it back.
You guys. Please don't be blue or green.
Who reacts like that for a toy? Oh my god, all of them react like children. Grown-ass people over a toy that what? They will put on their bag and just show off. They're not gonna be playing with those. They're not playing toys. And like we had the same situation with Pokemon cards, which in a way I do kind of even understand because some of those cards are very special that they can resell and make it into a business or something. But at the end of the day, it's Pokemon, you know, like it's something even better. But okay, fine. Like let's say Pokemon cards are also bad. But let's look at Stanley Cups. These are even worse. There are water bottles that people are going crazy over. Like, you can drink from any water bottle. You don't need a Stanley Cup for it. A special edition Stanley Cup. A Stanley Cup with snacks on top with a smaller Stanley Cup for your pills and vitamins. Like, it's crazy.
So this is a Labubu doll, and it is just the latest viral collector trend to take over the world. This cute and slightly scary looking doll.
How Labubu, let's check out this video, you guys. How Labubu took over America.
So this is a Labubu doll, and it is just the latest viral collector trend to take over the world. This cute and slightly scary looking doll is in the hands of celebrities. It's getting unboxed online from millions of viewers, and it has now made the creator of this business a billionaire. But while this is objectively impressive, of course, it is not exactly a unique story anymore. Just a few months ago, we had people stampeding Targets to get Stanley water bottles. We've had influencers spending millions of dollars on Pokemon cards.
Exactly.
You can probably think of a few dozen other examples of things that people collect. But it just
like
seems
makeup
that this trend of collecting is getting faster and faster. The old collector culture was just organizing baseball cards or coins or something in your basement. And now we have people literally throwing hands outside of stores to get their hands on a plastic doll.
Brawls.
And not like young
Actually
kids, you know, at the playground throwing hands, like grown adults exchanging fists. And all of this is happening while climate change destroys the planet. We set new records for loneliness, financial instability, and general dissatisfaction with how life is going. And is that a coincidence? Absolutely
No, it's not. And not only that, have you noticed how it's all adults actually opening these toys? The reason is because these toys are hella expensive, especially if you're going for the limited edition ones. Like they can go up to 1,000, 3,000 for the whole box. Like it is insane how much money they spend on these unlimited edition toys.
Fucking not.
I think the collector culture has been ruined for a while
few months
now.
ago, I watched a video from our friends over at Answer in Progress about this doll, and the only thing I could think of was those bloody Stanley water bottles. Like,
Yeah.
I know that one is a water bottle the size of your head and the other is a kid's toy that's giving some real, like, Chucky vibes, I guess. But the feeling
very weird
around these two
looking.
trends feels the same. And I would know because on this channel, we have covered a lot of the biggest consumer trends that have happened over the last 4 years. You may have seen some of them if you're a subscriber to this channel. So I think we can probably say confidently that the interest in collecting stuff is not going away anytime soon. But now I'm gonna give you my sort of personal perspective on this subject as an anti-collector. I have made it my pride and joy in my life to not really
Minimalism.
collect stuff. The only thing that comes even remotely close to that is a collection of pottery that is in our house, but really that is all led by my wife. And one of the only ways that we've really been able to justify owning an absurd number of mugs is because we use them on a daily basis. They
Yep.
are a practical object for us.
Yep.
And that's actually pretty rare amongst collectors. My
Yep.
wife just looked at me and then whispered the words Beanie Babies because as she
What are those?
rightfully points out, and I suppose I should come clean on, I did collect Beanie Babies as a kid, and that is embarrassing. That is
Oh my
embarrassing
God.
for me. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So we did find an article that was written by an actual professor on the subject, and he seems to know what he's talking about. And he
Like,
gathered
honestly, before we go with the collection thing, when is it too much that it becomes a hoarding problem? You know, like there are so many beauty products and so many things that people are using and so many creams and hygiene stuff. It goes bad before they even finish all these bottles that they have been hoarding. It's such a waste of money, and I don't call that collecting.
3 basic reasons as to why we collect stuff as a society. Institutional collecting and the associated appropriation of culture, which I interpret it as the way that we preserve history and culture, you know, typically at like an institutional level, like a museum. The particularities of the wealthy collector market, so this is like using it as a wealth tool, buying and trading stuff, right? Like think about art and whatnot. And then the individual collector as a psychological oddity, which is all to say that some people are just weird and like weird stuff, I guess. That's my favorite category. So he elaborates on this a lot more in the full article, but basically what he's saying is that a collection can be a means of accumulating wealth, of retaining some sort of cultural tradition, or a connection to a community that you find interesting. A full manifestation of the collector culture is one that does all 3 of those things. Now, this made a lot of sense to me, but I was also not surprised to learn that collections became a lot more popular after the advent of the internet. Because of course, like everything else,
I think the internet
took
ruined it.
something that humans have always done and just made it faster and more problematic. Today,
bigger,
more
yeah.
and more people are collecting, and they're collecting more and more things. And this is most common, particularly amongst younger generations.
Oh my God,
As a
what the
millennial here, I have to clarify that younger generations means like Gen Zs, which are like people that are just coming out of high school now, or kind of like in university.
I'm sorry, they're
Not
still
like
grown-ups.
young people, like kids, because this
Not
is
kids,
actually
no.
not a story about kids collecting toys. It's about adults collecting toys.
Yep. Just so weird.
But more importantly,
The
the act
way
of
they're
collecting
reacting.
has changed a lot. Collecting used to happen over the course of your lifetime. If you happen to find something that you liked, or
Exactly.
you were really
Like once
interested
a
in it,
year
you would
you'll
buy
find
it,
it.
and you'd maybe hit some garage sales now and then for a specific thing that you had in mind. Creating a collection was an organic
What?
process,
What?
one that
Vacuum
cultivated
cleaners?
Over years of having this one weird little
weird.
niche interest.
When do we
This
call it a
is
problem?
like the original treasure hunt experience that modern consumerism tries to replicate today. But now this emotional attachment is kind of gone because you can just buy everything that you ever wanted online instead. But before we get into that, I just wanted to mention, and I don't think we've ever said this on this channel before, but we don't use any AI in the creations of these videos or the writing of this script. Like, we don't use ChatGPT.
Okay, like, why do you have to mention
Every article
that?
that we bring up has been searched by either myself or Lou, who is the producer for this channel.
Which is the case with the majority of the
into a
videos.
document that is always linked at the bottom of these videos. So if you want to see where we're getting our information from, you can always check that out.
Oh, that's
It is in the
nice.
description right now, along with
Oh
some
my
other
God.
links that you might find interesting. But back to Labubu.
But also
This
ChatGPT
is,
can
I
give you
think,
all of
quite
those.
literally a product of our internet-dependent culture. Just like in the past, collecting cards or coins or whatever was a way for you to connect with other people who also collect cards, or a way for you to hold on to fond memories of the past when you yourself played baseball or whatever. But the internet has changed fundamentally one part of the collecting experience, and that is the resale market. Because according to our
Like, you're sitting in your house and it's so easy to collect those things if you have the money, the resources. But what they don't understand, collecting was not only about having that thing, it's about the experience of going, seeking it, finding it, getting that deal yourself, and owning it. You know, like, there is so much more that goes into it to call it a hobby of collecting something. Just buying something and buying it in big amounts is not collecting, in my opinion. That sounds like a problem. That's more like hoarding.
academic friend we referenced earlier, in the past, people who collected stuff were generally thought of as mildly disturbed cranks who have an inexplicable need to gather large numbers of items
Still a
few
problem.
others deem interesting. Basically, they were fucking nerds. But today, that has completely changed. The whole concept of flipping or reselling is like a side hustle that you can find all kinds of content online about how to get
front of
yourself
kids
started.
too.
Nowadays, collectors' items are not being bought by collectors, they're being bought by investors and traders looking to make a quick
Money.
buck off of somebody else's perceived value of those things, who, for the most part, end up being other traders and investors. And while this has always been a thing, the internet has really just rocket launched this into a viable financial resource for some people. The whole concept of NFTs is this exact idea taken to the absolute extreme. We considered making a video about NFTs, but it feels like the market has already died or something.
Yeah.
We're not really that up to speed with those things, so we didn't make it. But if you do want us to make a retrospective video about the death of NFTs or something, let us know. Maybe we could go down that rabbit hole.
This is your
mine.
ape. Are we debuting
It's
it?
really cool.
But Labubu is like the full manifestation
I paid so much for
of
it
all
and
the
I
tools
own
that
it.
companies
It's
can
a
use to
digital
manipulate
one,
you
bro.
into buying
Like,
something that you don't
I could
need.
just
And it is
screenshot and
honestly
have
kind of
it.
impressive. The UK has recently had to stop selling these things entirely because people were assaulting each other trying to get one.
That's
and it
good.
represents a broader
I hope it's not in
fever
Germany.
around
I
these
haven't
things
seen
that I
people
think
actually
is
with it in
kind
Germany.
of wild. Fans have been cited saying resellers ruin everything, insinuating that the resale culture around these dolls is a main reason why they're constantly selling out, which is in turn angering crowds. And at first I was kind of like, come on man, like, is this really that big of a deal? But apparently people are buying out these toys at Pop Mart vending machines and then just reselling them back to the people in line behind them. And on top of this, the resale market has actually gotten so crazy that Lafufu's fake Labubus are being sold to people who are on the hunt for one of these specific pieces.
Oh
and
my
as Sabrina
God.
talks about in their video, even without
both
all the
ugly.
added drama, the experience of buying one of these toys is genuinely something else. If you haven't seen her video, you should definitely go check it out. But what she
I mean, it is
experiencing-
the thrill of unboxing something, not knowing what you get, and then genuinely being happily surprised, even if you were badly scarred the previous times. Like, it's gambling. It's something like gambling. Like, you keep trying, keep going because of this feeling that you get, the adrenaline that you get once you actually get something that you wanted.
is a new
But it's
kind of
short-lived.
marketing that is becoming increasingly common within the collectibles world specifically. These Labubu toys come in boxes, and the boxes themselves don't actually tell you what's inside them. They tell you the odds for each toy that might be in the box, and this is known as a blind box. See, this is just another layer on top of the tried and true playbook of psychological tricks to get people to buy stuff, right? Limited colors and special
Didn't
editions
we have
that
the same
saw
with
from water
Overwatch?
bottles, the collaborations with other big recognizable
was called
companies
gambling?
that Crumble was famous for, and these big announcements of an impending drop to build anticipation and excitement from shoppers that we see from the fashion world. And this latest feature is pretty well gambling. So the idea
yeah.
of a blind box, a product that you buy without actually knowing the contents, is not totally novel either,
No,
of course,
Yu-Gi-Oh
but it
cards
is
and
easy to
whatnot,
see
yeah.
why these things are so popular. There is something truly thrilling about not knowing what you're gonna get.
Basically, I'll be happy with any of them except that fuck-ass Christmas tree. I don't like that one. All the other ones I think are very cute.
And she got the Christmas tree. It's funny.
Wanting a particular character
That's
from
funny.
a set and just not being sure whether or not this is going to be the one. The unboxing experience becomes something special and exciting for people, right? Because you want something. And now you have this moment of
Even
sort of
Pokemon-
limbo where you
Pokemon
get to
fell for it.
experience the exhalation and the exhalation?
Is that a
Maybe
word?
not the right word. Now, we unboxed one of these things on our Patreon podcast just to get a sense of what it
So
was
you
like.
want
And
one?
even though we're not
No.
particularly emotionally invested in the outcome, it was still pretty fun.
The fuck is that?
Which one's this guy?
Wow.
We got Peepo.
People, let's go. People represent.
Pippo, the Monsters Classic series, sells for $56 on eBay. So we may be
Made a
getting
profit.
almost double our investment on this if we successfully
See,
sell.
that's
The
the thing.
unboxing experience has been designed to be something special and exciting for people. And unlike a lottery ticket, you actually have something to show for it at the end, regardless of whether or not it's the one that you wanted. But imagine if you were really invested in a particular outcome. You have an idea of a particular toy that you're excited about. Suddenly, this unboxing experience can be like a highlight of your week or month or year even.
We're going back in. We're going back inside.
No way she bought
What are
another
the
one.
odds that I get the same one twice, right? It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, those
And
are the
this stuff
odds.
is
That's
popping up
exactly
everywhere. We found
the
an
problem.
article for the 25 best blind box gifts that you could buy a person. I really,
Surprise
I didn't
kids,
even know
nah.
that there was that many blind boxes
You
out
don't
there.
want to do
And
that
it
to
turns out
kids.
that there is a lot of different blind boxes, like baby cactus blind boxes and capybara, little pig blind boxes and unicorns. And then like the further we went along on this, I sort of realized that blind box is just one word for it, but there's also other words for this, right? Like mystery boxes are the same thing, but sort of
Yeah.
catered to a more male audience, maybe. We
Yeah.
found one for the UFC, of all things. The basic idea is to sell people a collection of products or a single product that is exclusive in some way because you don't quite know what it is yet. And it is definitely working. Just because something is addictive, well-designed, or fun
Which is really sad.
to engage with doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be successful. A huge factor of why these things have gone so widespread is because of the cultural landscape that they've been introduced to. 10, 15, 20 years ago, this might not have hit as hard as it did today because shit is pretty fucked up right now, if you haven't noticed.
Yep.
And people are buying these toys as an escape from reality. Fellow YouTuber Shauna Rapari actually
We
has
escape from
a great
reality.
video all
We escape from reality doing almost a lot of things. Anything that you like could call even a hobby, like video games, for example, are escape of reality. One of the biggest things, in my opinion, like movies, entertainment business overall, even watching YouTube and watching this video, like it's an escape of reality, and this is completely normal. I just don't like the aspect of gambling and the aspect of reacting in a certain way over something so minimalistic and not important and giving it so much credit that you actually put a blind eye on everything else that is actually even more important in life, because it's such a short-lived happiness and people become so obsessed with this short-lived everything, because especially with TikTok scrolling and stuff like that, that we lose the emotional capability of enjoying something throughout the long distance, throughout the long run, and realizing that it's not only about the destination, it is about the journey, it is about the experience that you go throughout the road, like facing the road.
about how self-help language is being used to promote overconsumption. And it really applies to these collections. Grown adults are justifying buying children's toys to heal their inner child. But the thing about healing your inner child is that it requires real introspection and like a lot of work to fix that trauma. And buying a novelty toy that you weren't able to buy yourself as a child might feel good for a minute, but it's not going to fix your problem. Hence, the need to constantly go out and buy more of them. But it's not just childhood trauma. The demographic that is really into this stuff most is the anxious generation, right? There's literally a book about them that's called that. And this is a lot of people today, a bunch of people who are chronically online, which makes you feel disconnected and lonely. And these toys bring you this like fleeting, exhilarating feeling that we don't get a lot now. A lot of people today are chronically online, which leads them to be disconnected from their communities and lonely. These toys bring this fleeting but exhilarating feeling of relief from both
daily average
the
10
thrill of
hours.
perhaps winning the version that you've been wanting or that is actually worth more than what you bought, and this symbolic connection to a whole bunch of other people online who like these fuzzy little guys. They are kind of fuzzy. I think they're all fuzzy. The one that we got was like this weird little star-shaped thing.
I didn't know which one to get, but this one said classic on it. And so I thought it was kind of like the original Labubu doll. Turns out this is just like the Christmas collection that I bought in May.
And sadly, this is just another story of a hobby that has been depersonalized and corporatized by influencers and pop stars. Most people agree that Labubu's popularity stems from K-pop star Lisa featuring it so heavily in interviews and social media and paparazzi and whatnot. And we've seen this before. The recent surge in popularity of Pokemon cards, especially over the pandemic, can be partly attributed to Logan Paul and other influencers who were just spending millions of dollars to try and get these super exclusive cards. But I also, I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking that you can't spend your money on something silly like a toy, right? Or that it's wrong to buy an item that you intend to preserve in its original state. We're not gonna try and cancel the 5,000-year-old industry of art collecting, for example. But this boom in collectors feels hollow because it's not necessarily resulting in more collector communities. Like, these collections weren't just supposed to be traded online.
They're gonna be in the trash after the next thing that comes out.
Card swaps and conventions.
Oh no, nobody will care about Labubus in 1 year.
Please let us know in the comments if this kind of thing is happening, because we did try and find answers for that question and we couldn't really find it because, as we said, there's not a lot of studies on collector culture for some reason. So leave a comment down below if you are a part of a
doesn't exist anymore. It died.
you think is genuinely popping off and is maybe doing better than ever because of the internet, because it's easy to find only negative stories on these sorts of subjects. And we appreciate nuance here on this channel, just like you do. So make sure if you like what you're seeing, you're liking the videos.
Honestly, you guys, I think it's not a collector thing. It's just the hype, the clout, and they want to share it. They want to be a part of the celebrities' hype over these things that they own. So they want to own the same thing that celebrities own. And what better way than owning something that is not that expensive, that it's impossible to own, but also not that cheap, that kids can have as well. Imagine like 2027 and you want to show off your Labubu collection and everybody's like, what? That is so 2025. Like, nobody will care about these things. They're gonna be even called ugly. One celebrity is gonna come out and be like, what? Whoever owns Labubu is an idiot. And then all of them are gonna burn their Labubus in a like sacrificial kind of way, you know. Ha. But that is it. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Let me know what you think about this obsession with Labubu and other things like the Stanley Cup. Do you think it's idiotic? Do you think it is completely normal? Do you own one? Are you obsessed with Labubus or not? Be honest, let me know in the comments down below. I'm not gonna hate. Let's not bring any hate in the chat and let's just start a discussion. See you. Bye.